There is a huge update for The Sims 4 today, and in this video, we're gonna look through all of it together. I'm downloading the update right now. Oh, maybe I'm not. Okay. Update failed. Did it already download? All right, let's find out. Well, while my game is trying to open, I feel like this is a good opportunity to announce that this week we're doing a big fundraiser on my Twitch channel. I'm gonna be raising money for the National Immigration Law Center all week. There are a bunch of creators that are kind of banding together to raise money right now called Creators Against ICE. Their goal is to fight for a society where everyone has the freedom to thrive, no matter how much money they have, what they look like, or where they were born. They're working to do that by legally challenging unjust policies. They try to expand access to things like healthcare and public education. And they also provide resources to immigrant communities to help them know and understand their rights, which is extremely important right now with that fear of being questioned or detained by ICE. So I have made my own fundraiser as a part of this Creators Against ICE campaign, and I'm gonna link that down below. You absolutely do not need to donate, but if you are able to, or if you feel compelled to, you could possibly help share information about this. This is a really scary time in this country, and we're all just trying to do what we can to help fight back. And we do a lot of fundraising over on my Twitch streams. So again, I'll be live every single day this week raising money for the National Immigration Law Center. We're gonna play Sims today. Tomorrow I'm gonna get Perfection in Stardew Valley. On Thursday, I'm gonna be villager hunting and Animal Crossing. So we have some kind of fun streams planned, and I hope that I can see you there. And now I think I'm gonna make a brand new save quickly so that we can test out some of this update stuff. I guess this is Harper. The sim doesn't really matter. It's more just I want to get into the game so that we can look around. Of course, the patch notes are not even out yet as I'm starting to record this, but they did post a teaser video yesterday, so we kind of have some idea of what to expect, at least of like the biggest things they've added in the update. And one of those big things are some major improvements to stairs. Okay, there has been a new development. What? Game ownership disabled or deleted? What? Oh my god. Okay, the new development is not that. The development is that I thought there was supposed to be some kind of new stair controls, but there aren't any, at least not that I can see. So I don't know if my game didn't update properly or if I'm just like misunderstanding. So I tried to repair my whole game, and now I'm gonna try to reopen it. A couple of my friends have access to the update, and a couple of my friends are having problems like me. So I don't really know what's going on. Like it seems like maybe this update didn't roll out very successfully because some people can't see everything. I do know that there's supposed to be a couple of changes in CAS. So let's see if we can see those. So they added a new hair texture. Oh, I don't have the update. Because there's supposed to be a new hair texture category. It's supposed to have Afro textured as an option. There's also supposed to be a new set of nails. There's supposed to be an Africana styled choice, which doesn't exist. Can you believe they have a MeUndies category, by the way? I'm not over that. Okay, well, my game's not updated, so I guess I just wait. I can't update it yet. Maybe they have to push a new update out. I don't know. Someone just said there were 2 updates for some people, and the second one reverted the version number. So I'm wondering if that's what happened to me, because my game updated on its own, and then I started recording, and I was like, okay, it's time to start, and then I pressed the update button, and then like something went wrong, something weird happened. So I think maybe that they got me. I think maybe I got in this weird double update thing, so I don't have any of it yet. Okay, it's been a half an hour since my last clip, and they just posted an update in the Discord server. They said, Simmers, we're aware that some of you are experiencing issues with today's base game update. We know how disruptive this can be, and our teams are actively working on it. We'll share next steps as soon as we have more information. So I don't know what to do. I'm not sure what to do. So I guess it's good to know that it's not just me and I didn't do anything wrong, but I don't really know where that leaves us with this video. I'm like not sure what to do next. From what it sounds like, they revoked the update, and that's why some people are having problems, but some people are in game and playing with it fine. So I don't know. You know, I've been making videos about Sims updates for a long time. It's been like 10 years now, and I think I can safely say this might be the worst one ever. Not like the update is bad, but the rollout has been a disaster. This is not good. You know, I'm still trying to decide if I should just scrap the beginning of the video and start over because it's like so all over the place, but it is the next day and I actually do have the update now. And I'm so sorry because I really wanted to get this video posted yesterday, but they didn't end up fixing the update until about 20 minutes before I had to stream. And long story short, I had to kind of pivot and I still started the fundraiser yesterday, but I like switched around what I was planning on doing. So I was in like panic mode trying to get everything set up before I went live, and I couldn't have started trying to record then. It absolutely all worked out in the end though, because we raised $43,000 yesterday, and I'm gonna continue fundraising all week, so I'll link this down below like I mentioned earlier. Oh, okay, pop up. The new event has also just started, and this this one is a gameplay event. It is not a login event like the last one, but we'll talk about that in a second. I want to look at the stairs. I've been trying to look at the stairs for like 24 hours. So now when you have a staircase, there's some extra arrows. Look at that. And you can drag it out if you wanted to. Oh my gosh. I could tell based on the pictures from the teaser that you could drag it out the bottom. I didn't realize you could do it at the top too. So you can make it kind of curve outward and look a little bit more grand. Also, if you want to, you can hold shift and just curve the one side. So if you've got it up against a wall, you can kind of have that fancy curve at the bottom. And then if you put railings on there, wow, the railing actually curves successfully. And you can change it to have no rail. I can have the left rail. I can just have the right rail, or you could have a double rail. And this is what I've been wanting in The Sims 4 since the day it released. Because back in The Sims 3, it was kind of different. You didn't have like a menu. You just placed the rail on one side at a time. Like if you had a staircase right here, you would put the rail down, but you could like hover on the left side and it would put it there, and then hover on the right side and it would put it there. I've been wanting that forever because it's been so annoying how some of the railings kind of clip into the walls. I'm trying to think if there's an example, which one is the biggest. Yeah, okay, like this one. You see how this railing clips into the wall? This is from the Castle Estate kit. This makes it kind of hard for me to use this railing inside because I don't like how it clips, but now you can just make it be on the one side and you don't have to worry about that anymore. That looks really good. I'm like extremely impressed by this. I'm not gonna lie. This feels like something I've been asking for and like hoping for in this game for so long. I never expected it to be like this, where you could like drag out the sides. I feel like I always kind of thought it would be one specific stair that was fancy, because that was kind of how it was in The Sims 3. And I'm sorry to like keep comparing it. It's just, you know, that's the only frame of reference we really have is the older Sims games. But in The Sims 3, imagine if just like this staircase, that's probably a bad example because this one's a weird one to have that curve, but there was like one or two stairs that had a wider base to it. So I kind of figured it would be like a specialty one, almost like how this Businesses and Hobbies one has an edge on two opposite sides. I kind of thought like one would curve to the left, one would curve to the right, and that would be all we would get. But no, this is actually a lot better than I thought. And you can change it so that the railing stops and starts at different points in the staircase. This feels like kind of a weird menu for that. But if you wanted it to end maybe like at the end of this wall, for example, you could have that happen too. And look, you can even curve it out further if you wanted to. Is that as far as it can go? Wow. I don't think I like them curved out a lot. I think I kind of prefer them curved out only the one tile. I think the one is kind of cute and swoopy. A lot is a bit too much for me. Also, I feel like I saw somebody say that you cannot have them curve on platforms, but it looks like it's curving on a platform to me. I wonder if it's just, oh, maybe it's like the short wall height ones cannot curve on platforms. Oh no, okay. It curves on a platform. Interesting. Well, I'm really curious to make some builds with that and like fully test it out in game. Obviously right now we're kind of just like experimenting. I'm curious to see that in action in a house. So stay tuned for that. I'll make some videos working with staircases this weekend. Let's look at the patch notes now and kind of go through everything, and we'll look at the stuff one at a time. The next big thing, and this is something that I almost can't even believe they did, they really massively updated the family trees. They said the family tree has been updated to expand how you experience and tell Sims family stories. Your Sims now have relationship labels for in-laws, half-siblings, great-grandparents, and more. Extended family members will also be shown in the family tree, and players can also choose whether adopted Sims are labeled as such in the family tree. They've got a whole list of labels like mother-in-law, father-in-law, sister-in-law, brother-in-law, daughter-in-law, son-in-law, distant relative in-law, half-sister, half-brother, stepmother, stepfather, stepdaughter, stepson, great-grandmother, great-grandfather, great-grandson, great-granddaughter, parents, cousin, cousin's child, grandniece, grandnephew, grandaunt, granduncle, ancestor, descendant, relative-in-law. They changed divorce to say ex-spouse, and deceased spouse now says late spouse. And they also made it so that close relatives are prohibited from being romantically involved. So this will prevent autonomous flirting between in-laws and step relatives. I have had some trouble with that in the past, like with my Sim autonomously flirting with her husband's dad and things like that. And so hopefully that will help. I do wonder if that will negatively impact some people's storylines, because I know some people might like to try and tell some kind of horrible cheating story like that. I was gonna say there's nothing wrong with flirting with your in-laws, but there is. What I mean to say is you're not like blood related to them, so it's different. The step thing, I don't want, and I never want my Sims to talk to their step relatives in that way. That gives me, like, that kind of scares me. Anyway, I should stop talking about this. I want to go look in game though. I kind of want to go mess around with some of the famous townies, like the big families, and see what they've changed. Because they just showed me the land grabs being properly related, which is huge if true. A lot of people don't even know this because you wouldn't have if you didn't read the descriptions, but Johnny Zest is a land grab. Johnny Zest is like a long lost, oh my god, they're scamming me. Why are they scamming me? Oh, maybe is it because I made this save before I had the update? You know what? I think we have to go get a new one because I don't think they can retroactively fix that in old saves. I think it has to be in new saves. Okay, sorry to continue with this suspense, but I'm gonna show you the CAS updates now since we're here. I kind of mentioned this earlier, but they added the afro textured and curly hair filters, and they also added the Africana style filter. So if you look in CAS at this texture tag, we've always had a couple of these, but they've added like the afro textured one, so it makes it a little bit easier to find some of these hairs. I cannot believe it took them this long to do this. I think that they really underutilized the tagging system in Create a Sim. Even some of this stuff, like the special category only has one checkbox. I just don't really understand why they've done it like this, but I'd have to look through all of the hairs again in game to see how we feel about this, because I'm worried that they're gonna miss stuff, and like I'm scared they're not gonna be properly updating it with future hairs that get added and everything, because they really kind of fall off with tagging. I think it's just easy to have oversights with that kind of thing, but I'm glad they have this. I think this is a big improvement. And then they also have in this style category, they have the Africana style. Oh, there's nothing in the tops category. There's nothing. Okay, so there's one shirt, and then we have the one full body outfit from the newest update. I don't even see the category in the pants option. It's like not even a choice here. The fact that we have more me undies than I'm sorry, I just there's no way. It's not in the accessories category either. Is that because there's nothing tagged, is it? So it like doesn't show up in the options? Because you can see the earrings. So it's just the things from that most recent update we got. I hope that they have intention to add more items to that, because it feels a little bit ridiculous to like add the whole category and then have nothing in it. I also kind of would like for them to add the style category to the likes and dislikes. We have this fashion thing, and this is most of the same categories as in that style filter, because when they built this, it was like using the style filter to tell you what items you could have as your preferences. I would like them to build this out further. If they're gonna make it, I would like it to be like done and a more finished option. Okay, but they also have a new set of nail polish. It's these. There's new jewel toned nail swatches. Those are really pretty actually. I feel like they've done a really good job of adding more nail polish options for us recently. I feel like these are also kind of a different shape than most of the base game nails, so that's a fun detail too. And none of the base game nails are sparkly. I really like the gold ones. I think those are really beautiful. I think I'll give this sim the red ones though, because it matches her outfit. Her name is Destiny Ashby. I think I'm gonna move in with the land grabs. No, I have to have an unoccupied lot. Boo. I was gonna try and make me a land grab. I was gonna just involve myself in their family. Okay, well, from my understanding, I think they've gone back and they've updated all of the family trees from the special townies. Even like from random packs like werewolves and stuff, they've updated some of those family trees. Come on, Johnny Zest, is this your time? Look at that! Johnny Zest is actually blood related to the land grabs. It's been over 10 years that we've been asking them to do this. Yeah, so the whole story is that Johnny Zest was like disowned because he wanted to be a comedian, but this whole time he wasn't listed in their family tree. He wasn't related to them. So technically speaking, like Johnny Zest could have autonomously married Nancy Landgrab through like the story progression stuff, and that's horrible because in his description it said he was their son. They don't have any relationship, like negative relationship with him, which I feel like they should just based on the story, but they never do that. They never properly set up the Sims. It's like they tell these stories about Sims but don't actually properly set them up. Interesting. So they have this legend to tell you what these icons mean, and it shows you how these two are married. I wonder if we can find anybody. Do we have any divorced Sims? I'm also curious how this is gonna impact my legacy save, but I just wanna pop around to some of these first. Like I saw in Moonwood Mill, they connected Lily the werewolf to Lilith and Caleb the vampires, and they actually made people, like made a history of Sims. They used to do this back in the older Sims games too. You could like see the prior Sims. Are they all still alive? Or like how does that work? Surely they're not, right? Because this Sim's an elder, but it doesn't mark them as being dead on the family tree like how it used to. But this is cool. This is like a massive lore drop connecting these two packs. I don't know what would happen if you don't have werewolves, for example. Like I'm sure it just wouldn't have Lily show up. You would only be able to see Lilith and Caleb, but but I think that's so interesting. It almost makes me want to go back through every single one of the townie households and like look at every single person. We probably shouldn't do that. At least not all in just one video. The whole thing's just me being like, oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. Yeah, they didn't add anybody to the goth family. No, I lied. Oh my God. Oh, and they do mark people as dead. Oh my God, this is incredible. So they made Prudence and Simon Crumplebottom. They are dead. They're deceased by old age. They added in Cornelia Goth, Mortimer's mom, and they made her death by fire. And then Agnes Crumplebottom is Mortimer Goth's aunt. This is making me so happy. Why do I feel like I could cry? I know this is so dumb, but just as like a longtime fan of The Sims, this, and as a legacy player, like this is what I want to see. It's like they're finally fixing all this stuff that they had messed up before and like not properly connected as the lore from old packs or from old Sims games. Also in Tartosa, this goes way back. They even have ancestors for this family. Queen Thebe, deceased by drowning. This is the lore that they need to be living in a house like this. Come on, Queen Thebe, like that's incredible. And then also the Brokes. So Dustin Broke is from Get Famous. He's like one of the townies that you can just see like in the list. He doesn't actually have a house. He doesn't live in the world, but he is a Broke. That's like a famous Sims family from all the previous Sims games. And then in Adventure Awaits, in Gibby Point, they made Skip Broke, and they finally set it up so that Skip is actually Dustin's father. There's like true lore behind this too. I don't know if I'm missing anything else. If I am, let me know in the comments if you like discover any other family tree associations or connections. I think I want to go look at my own legacy save. I'm curious what's gonna happen in those. I think it should impact my existing Sims, but it won't change any of the previous townies. Like they won't connect up those people because they don't know if like you might have made your own relationship for Dustin and Skip. They probably are nervous about messing with it. It does seem kind of dangerous to retroactively change randoms in previous saves, but hopefully it should show all the correct labels for my Sims. Well, if it'll load. It's been trying to load for like way too long. I was kind of nervous to open my legacy save. This is why I didn't end up streaming Sims last night, because even though the update was out by the time I went live and like it had been fixed, I was kind of scared to open my legacy save. Like I didn't really want to mess with it. It just felt like it was too soon. I probably will close this without saving as well because I don't want to mess anything up. Legacy leader, legacy player. I get those achievements every single time I open this save. Oh my God. Ah! Look at it. Whoa. Oh my goodness. Okay, so it actually even shows like distant relatives. Like I can see that Mario and Felicia, my brother and sister-in-law, are married on here. And you can go like way over. Wow, this is so cool. I want to see if I can get all the way up. So let me try and like bring it back to the top of my legacy. Whoa, you gotta scroll far. Okay, so in this legacy save, I played 10 generations and then I moved the Sims to a new save and kept playing because it was starting to get kind of laggy. So there are technically 10 gens before Baby Bell, but you just can't see them here because that's a different save. But look at the family tree of Baby Bell. So they've given us a lot more detail now to the left and right. Like it goes a lot wider horizontally, but it does kind of stop going down. Before you could like drag it all the way back up to the top and like see the whole thing at once and it would just keep scrolling downward. Now to do that, I'd have to click into a Sim. So I'd have to find like where I want to continue from. In this case, it would probably be Leah because she was my legacy heir, and then open downward that way because it doesn't let you see the whole thing all at once, which I think is honestly kind of fine. These things get a little bit complicated, as you can see with all the lines and stuff. And I don't even know who most of these people are because it's like story progression had a bunch of cousins and babies of Sims that I wasn't even playing with. Oh, this is so cool for me though. I could spend so long going back through my own family tree and like looking at all of this stuff. This is really neat. This has like completely made my day. I'm so into this. Yeah, and look at this, like parents' cousin, distant relative, great grandparent. Like you can see all these different labels. That's so cool. It's so cool. I can even see what Marina was doing as a job. Marina was a color theory critic who died of old age. Wow. Okay, then the other thing though is this Lost Legacies gameplay event. This is very similar to the previous events they've done where you have to play like a little challenge to unlock different items. These are all of the rewards. A few of them are pack exclusive. There's a horse saddle. There's a dress that you have to have enchanted by nature to get. I think that's dumb. This is the thing, right? Like I can understand why you have to have Horse Ranch to get the saddle. And I'm not mad about making a new saddle. Like it's kind of fun to get a new one after a long time. But a dress? Everybody can have a dress. Like, please, come on. And this, I think that this is a memorial table, but I actually am not sure. That also is kind of fine to me. Like, you need to have life and death for that to work. Fine, sure, whatever. Looks like there's an easel. This looks like a collectible container where you can put the keys. I think you're gonna get keys as collectibles throughout the weeks. There's a ring, there's a new trait and a new aspiration. So I am really curious about playing this event. I love the look of this bookshelf. I like free stuff. It sucks that you kind of have to work for it, but I think because this one is a gameplay event, you should be able to cheat through it with UI cheats. I haven't tested that myself yet, but let me know in the comments if you've been able to do that. You can only cheat through the first week right now, but like usually with these gameplay events, once all 4 weeks are out, you can just cheat through all of them and then like unlock everything all at once. It says, embark on a whirlwind adventure in the Lost Legacies event as your sim is swept into a royal treasure hunt sparked by the arrival of a mysterious royal emissary. Play now through March 16th. So you've got a little over a month to do it. Uncover lore from exploring the artistic legacy of the Dambell family to unraveling the romantic secrets of the Bellacourt family and decoding the legendary tales of Princess Cordelia. I love lore. That's so cool. Unlock a trove of treasures each week, from collectible skeleton keys that complete quest, a cursed ring with dangerous consequences. Wait, it's a cursed ring? A vengeful aspiration, a new lot trait. Okay, not a new trait, it's a new lot trait, and more. Interesting. We haven't had a new lot trait in a long time. Your sim will dive into lively debates, master new skills, and chase clues across museums, nightclubs, libraries, and hidden grottos in active quests. Okay, so I think I'll make a video playing the event, but I'll probably post the whole thing all at once. Instead of like posting it weekly, because I bet it'll take me like 20 minutes each week to play. So it's probably not worth like a weekly video, but I'll do a big full video altogether. And then they also have some bug fixes. It looks like it's a very small list of bug fixes. They did resolve the issue that caused photos to turn black in the last base game update. That was last month. They said they fixed it, but they made it worse. And they have apparently resolved that, but I'll believe it when I see it. Apparently some of the book covers were changing when you place them in retail displays, but they fixed that. Apparently great grandparents could romantically interact with relatives, but they fixed that. They fixed an issue at prom where Sims couldn't complete the dance with someone goal, which I've been having for years. And also apparently you can use upgraded vacuums in the off-the-grid lot type, which is helpful because there's no way to fix bust the dust stuff if you're playing off the grid until now. But it really is not a very long list of bug fixes. I'll link the full patch notes down below in case you want to read them for yourselves. But I think that just about covers everything in today's update. I'm actually really excited about all of this stuff. I feel like these are a lot of things that were kind of unexpected for me, and it's stuff that really naturally ties into how I already play the game. So I am a fan of this one. Fingers crossed it actually works right. It's not like gonna break more stuff. It already broke yesterday, so really how much worse can it get, right? But I don't know, we'll see. I'm gonna link the patch notes and my fundraiser down below in case you wanted to check out either of those two things. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'm gonna catch you all tomorrow, okay? Bye everybody. I can't believe we got another stair update. In the last stair update, it was years ago, but I literally cried about that because I was so excited about configurable stairs. I never thought we would get another stair update this many years later. That's so fun.